that's recording okay, that's fine. Okay, so before we drive off, Braden, we're just going to talk through the controls a little bit. So, because we're in an automatic car, there's only two pedals down there. The one on the right is the accelerator pedal, so give it a little touch with your right foot. That's it, that makes us go, or increases the speed. Give it a little push for me. Perfect, that's it. And the bigger, wider pedal is the brake pedal. So we're going to try and use your right foot on both pedals. So your left foot can just relax. Your left foot can sit on the floor, and your right foot is going to do both pedals. So have a go at pushing the brake with your right foot, that's it. So that would slow us down or stop us. And then move it onto the gas pedal as well. Have a go at just moving between the two. Perfect, onto the brake. That's it, that's perfect, that's what you're going to do. Now the other controls, apart from the foot pedals, the indicators are here. So it's up for turning right, down for turning left, and generally they'll switch off on their own. So once you've put the indicator on, you don't need to worry about switching it off. Now we've still got, even though it's an automatic car, we've got some different gear selections here. And when you want to move between them, you've got to pull the trigger up underneath, and then you can move between the settings. So the first one, P, that's for park. So when we're parked up, we keep it there. R is for reverse. If we want to go backwards, we'd move it into reverse. N is for neutral. That just means we're out of gear, we're not going anywhere. So we can move it to N. D is drive, so that's what we're going to start off in a minute. And the M part there, that's for manual mode. When you go into manual mode, can you see the plus and minus button there? We're going to use those buttons to go up and down through the gear settings when we're in manual mode. So I'll go back to park for a minute while we wait here. Now the last two controls, you've got the handbrake here, and we're going to release it when we drive away. So what you'll do is lift it up, push the button in, drop it down, and then we'll drive off. If you want to put it back on at any point, you just lift it up until you hear it click, and then it will lock in place. But we only use the handbrake when we're still or parked. So any braking on the move, you're going to use the foot brake down there. And the final control is the steering wheel. We hold the steering wheel here. What I want you to think about is try and be as loose and relaxed as you can. Try not to grip too tight. Try and be nice and relaxed. And we're going to try and pass the wheel between our hands. So rather than crossing our hands over, we'll try and pass the wheel between. We're nearly ready to go. What I'm going to ask you to do is just open your window a tiny little bit. If you want to push that button on the arm of your seat, we'll just open it a very small little bit. That's the one. That's it. There you go. Just make a little gap for me. Or even less. You can go reach underneath and you can put it back up a little bit if you want to. So kind of curl your finger underneath and it will just go up a little bit. That's it. Perfect, perfect, that'll do. Shall we get going? We're going to head out through that gate over there. I'm going to put the wiper on because it's a little bit rainy. So it should wipe every now and then. It won't do it all the time, but it should keep it clear for us. So what we'll do first, Braylon, you're going to put us into drive. So pull the trigger underneath, move that gear lever into D for drive. Try and reach over from above and pull that trigger up with your fingers. Try and pull that bit there with your fingers. And sort of reach over that way. There you go. Pull that bit up with your fingers underneath. There you go, you got it. Well done. One more. Perfect. Okay, handbrake off. Do you want to release the handbrake? Push the button in with your thumb and then drop it all the way down. There we go. Now we're going to try and go very slow through this bit because we've got the very tight gap over there. So try not to push the gas too much. That's it. That's excellent. That's lovely control. So steer to the right for me. We'll go through that gap over there. A little bit more turn. That's it. There we go. That's good. There we go. And then you're going to steer us around to the left. So loads of steering to left. Really turn that wheel loads. That's it. Perfect. That's it. And we'll straighten up. So steering to the right a bit. One more turn that way. There we go. That's all we need. That's great. We're going to go over the sandy bit. So this is a bit the horses run on. We're going to drop down into the road in the middle. That's fine. We'll go nice and slow. Can you see that sign there that says give way? So what that means is we would have to stop if there was anybody coming along. But if we look to our left, it's nice and clear at the moment. This is working out well. So there's nobody coming. So we can drop down onto the road and get going. So if you indicate upwards, lift the indicator up. That's perfect. There we go. And then you're going to steer us to the right a little bit. There we go. That's it. And we can straighten up. Now if you want to touch the gas a little bit, Braylon, we can go a little bit faster. Perfect, there we go. We'll do a nice easy lap just to get started so you can see where everything is. So the first thing we're going to come to is the roundabout. So you can keep going. Can you see your speedometer there in the corner?
Yeah.
See if you can get us up to maybe 15. See if we can get up to about 15. A little bit more. That's it. Perfect. That's great. So the first thing we've got to deal with, we've got the roundabout coming up. So we're going to go straight ahead, but we'll stay on the left side of the roundabout as we go ahead. I'm going to put the wipers up one more because it's still a bit rainy, isn't it? There we go. So what I want you to do is steer a little bit to the left, over to the left a little bit, that's it. And then you can steer back to the right, over to the right a little bit, there we go. That's it, well done. That's it, that's our first obstacle dealt with. Now we're going to just go all the way down this road here, and the only things we have to look out for as we're going around the track, sometimes we've got these curbs that stick out a little bit. So because it's a one-way track, we're allowed to be in the middle of the lane today. We can stay generally in the middle. But when we see those curbs like that stick out, we'll move a little bit to the left. That's fine, your position at the moment is great. When you can see that car there, they're parked, so we're going to go past them. We'll move over to the right a little bit and we'll get past them. That's good. So we've overtaken somebody already. There we go. And then we'll stay in the middle. So that's the, apart from anyone that's pulled up and parked, the only thing we're looking out for is the curbs here and there. And all we've got to do is adjust our road position a little bit.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. So when you see them sticking out, we move a little bit to the left, and when we've got past them, we can go back in the middle. That's it. And then we can move over to the middle a little bit. Perfect. That's great. Now, as a general rule, what we're going to think about when we're driving around, we're going to try and do all of our acceleration and all of our braking or changes at the gear lever. We're going to try and do them on the straight sections. So when we're going around the bends, we'll just hold steady on the bends. That's it. So we'll stay nice and slow on the bend. When it gets a bit straighter, we'll try and go a little bit faster. We'll see if we can get up to about 20 when it gets a bit straighter. That's it. So the road's going to start to straighten out in a second. Tiny bit faster as we come out of the bend, Braylon. There we go. See if you can get us up to 20 on there. That's lovely. That's nice and smooth. Well done. It's very good. There we go. Well done for moving left as well. Did you see that curve? Is that why you moved over? That was good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nearly completed our first lap. We've got to go around one more bend a little bit further down, then we've done our first lap. So see if you can keep us at 20 miles an hour on this last bit. A little bit faster. There we go, that's perfect.
Well,
Now,
luckily that bad flew.
yeah, they generally get out of the way, but do you know what the best thing to do if we see any birds on the road? What we'll do, we'll try and keep our path straight and we'll let them get out of the way of us because they've got much quicker reactions than us. They're better at moving, so we let them decide where to go and we'll just stay straight, and that way they all get out of our way. Can you see that big grey scoreboard down there, Braylon? It's sort of like it's got its back to us at the moment. What we're going to do as we go past it, I want you to have a look to your left and have a look underneath it. Once we've done one more lap, we're going to drive into that section. But on this lap, we'll just have a look at it as we go past. It's quite a tight gap to get into, so we'll have a look at where we're going to go.
What they?
What, those bits there?
Like, where's the thing just gone past?
The bit we're going to go past this bit now. This is the bit I want you to have a look at. So keep going, but as we go past, have a look down that way. Have a look to your left. Can you see there's the horse traps that the horses come out from the rest? If you see that gap in the middle of them, that's where we're going to go after we've done one more lap.
Okay.
So what we'll do next time, we'll go very slow, we'll drive into that bit in the middle, and then we're going to do some practice exercises in the middle. go, we've nearly done. There's the bit we came on. There's the track where we came on through that gap in the barrier there. So we've done our first lap already. That's great. So the next thing we're going to come to is the roundabout. We're going to do the same as we did last time. We're going to follow the road ahead and we're going to keep on the left side of the roundabout. So we can keep going. That's it. See if you can hold our speed at about 20. Try and see if we can keep us at 20 as we go round. A bit more. There we go. That's great. Very good. Well done. That's it. Over to the right a bit. There we go. Well done. You stayed on the road. Didn't touch the grass at all. That was great. When we get straightened up here, you can go a little bit faster if you want. You can give us a bit of acceleration. Now we've got the roundabout dealt with. There we go. That's great. Wow, look how fast we're going now. 30. Picked up a lot of speed there, haven't we? So what we'll do, that's absolutely fine, it's no problem at all. There's no one else around, nothing to worry about. We'll slow down a little bit on the bend. So when we get to the bend at the end, we'll just lift our foot off the gas a little bit and then we can speed up again on the next straight if you want to. The limit for us today, the maximum speed we're allowed to do is 40. So we won't do it yet, but maybe later on we'll see how we're getting on. We might be able to go up to that speed later on one of the later laps.
Yeah.
There we go. You've done the right thing. You've slowed down on the bend. That's good. And then as it straightens out again, we'll go a little bit faster. Tell if the rain's getting easier or not. It looks a little bit lighter. We might, hopefully, be able to switch the wipers off later on. And as the road starts to straighten out, we can go a little bit faster again.
Okay, there's that parked car again.
Yeah, we should be able to overtake them. What we'll do, we'll keep an eye on them in case we see any signals go on, if we see them start moving. But once we get past the curb there, we can move a little bit to the right and we'll get past them. We should be able to overtake. Looks like they're sitting talking for a bit, doesn't it? So if we go over to the right a bit, we don't need to signal, we'll just get past them. There we go, perfect. That's great. Well done. That's it, lovely. We're at 30 again now. Then we'll slow down a little bit on the bend. So we don't need to brake, but we'll just lift off the gas. Now what we're going to think about this time, we're going to do that tight turn to go into the middle section. So we don't need to slow down yet, but we'll get a bit slower when we get close to the turn that we're going to make. We're going to put our indicator on to signal, but we won't do it yet because it's a little bit early at the moment. We'll get a bit further down. Now would be an okay time. So do you want to indicate down, Braylon? Signal left, indicator down. That's it, well done. We're going to go in this tight gap in the middle. So nice and slow, easing off the gas. That's it, we don't need to brake, we're slow enough. So what we can do here, we need loads of steering to the left. Steer really hard to the left for me, all the way this way. Turn the wheel to the left as much as you can. Really, oh, that's okay. Try not to accelerate on this bit. We'll stay off the gas. We're going to go nice and slow through this bit here. There we go. Perfect. This road in here is not very nice. It's a bit lumpy and bumpy. So we're going to stay a bit slower in this bit in here. It's not a very nice road. Can you see all the coloured cones there? The signs have fallen on the floor. We're going to try and drive through the middle of those cones over there. So if you indicate right, Braylon, signal up. Very good. Now let's go in between those cones over there. That's it. That's very good. Well done. We'll go over to the left a little bit. Brilliant. Then we'll go over to the right a little bit. That's it. Now we've got a nice big space here. What we're going to do here, I want you to do a big U-turn. So I'll steer left initially, and then do a big circle, turn us all the way. Now you can steer right. Oh, that's okay. Now you can steer to the right really hard. We're going to do a big circle all the way round. That's it. That's it, that's what we want. Straightening the wheel, so over this way a little bit, over to the left. That's where we want to go. There we go. Now we'll slow down a little bit here. We're just going to do some braking. Do you want to do the braking for us? That was nice and smooth. Well done. Very good. Now we'll just park here for a second. I'm going to switch those wipers down. I think it's calmed down a bit now, the rain. Have a look at all the red and white poles, Braden. Can you see the line of them here? What we're going to try and do, we're going to see if we can slalom in and out of all of the red and white poles. So we'll go in between these two first, and then we're going to steer right, and we'll see if we can go right then left, and right then left. We'll go all the way through them. See if we can get round without touching any of the poles. So what we've got to do first is go into drive again. So pull that trigger up underneath. That's it. There we go, perfect. Now before we move off, we're going to take our observations. So what we would do normally, we would start with the left mirror, then the interior mirror, then the right mirror. And the final observation, and the last one, is always over your shoulder. So have a look behind you over your shoulder. That's called your blind spot. So we'll check our blind spot. There's nobody around, so we're fine to get on with this. We're fine to go. Do you want to release the handbrake? Push the button in with your thumb. There we go. Very good. Now, try to go as slow as you can as we do the slalom, because that will give you more time to do your steering. So we'll steer a little bit to the left first of all. That's great. Now you want to steer really hard to the right. Loads of steering to the right. That's great. Even more. Even more. We've got to go through that gap there. So try not to push the gas, because if we pick up speed it will make it quite difficult. That's it. Well done. And then steering really hard to the left. Turn the wheel to the left. Try not to push the gas brake, and the car will keep moving. There we go. Well done. That's another one done. Looking good. That's it. Steering right. Next one really hard to the right. Loads of steering. There we go. It's hard work doing this. Very good. Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? What do you think? Shall we reverse a bit, or should we try and get past?
Reverse.
Reverse, but yes. Good idea, I think. So put us into reverse. That's it. Now, what you've got to do when we're reversing is look over your left shoulder. That's it. And we'll go back now. Turn the wheel to the left, and that will give you the room to get around. There we go. Look at that. Lovely. We've got loads of room now. Back into drive. We'll do it easily now. I think that was the right choice. You can steer hard to the right. Even more. There we go. Made it easily now. Well done. Loads of steering to the left. That's it.
Okay.
There we go. And now hard to the right. You've nearly done it. One more pole. We'll make it. We'll make it. Oh, what do you think? Should we try it? Should we chance it, or should we reverse again?
Reverse again.
Okay. Try and pull that trigger. There you go. Now look over your left shoulder again. Steering to the left a bit. Turn the wheel to the left. That way. That's it. You'll make it easily now. There we go. Look, lovely. Loads of room. Back into drive. And now you can steer to the right again. Really hard. Even more. Even more. There we go. We've done it. Well done. Well done. Loads of steering to the left. Perfect timing as well. Someone else has come in to have a go now, so we'll get out of their way. We'll go back on the track. Go over that way a little bit. That's it. Now this little lane we're going to go through here, this is the only bit where it's two-way traffic, so we might see a car coming the other way. So what we're going to do is stay over to the left as we come out. There we go. Can you see the sign that says stop there?
Yeah.
So it's a stop junction. So that means that we've got to stop when we get to about here. So braking gently on the brake. Push the brake a little bit more. That's it. Now have a really good look that way. Is it safe to go? Is there anyone coming?
No, there's no cars.
Oh, I think there might be someone just in the distance that's just appeared. Keep looking, you'll see them in a sec. There we go. Can you see them? I think my view's a little bit better than yours. I think I'm a little bit further forward than you are. You're going to see them in a second. There'll be a car coming along. What we'll do, we'll let them go past because they're going quite fast. So we don't want them to come up behind us too quick. So we'll let them go, and then we can be a bit more relaxed when we pull out behind them. There we go. Look, here they come.
Driving is easier than I thought.
Good. That's good. That's because we're doing it properly. We're learning one thing at a time. That's the way to do it. So if you signal left,
Right.
Indicator down, that's it. Have another look, check we're safe. Looks alright, doesn't it? Loads of steering to the left. Hold it on. That's it, and then we'll get the wheel straightened up. We'll steer back to the right, bit more steering to the right. That way, bit more that way. Got to turn it a little bit more. There we go, there we go. That's it. Now we can go a little bit faster. Very good. Here we go, we're back where we started. That's where we came on, wasn't it, at the beginning? Same as we always do, we'll keep on the left side of it. Let's try and lift our foot off the gas as we do the steering round the roundabout. That's it. Big puddle there, it's been raining quite heavily, hasn't it? Luckily there's no one around for us to splash, so it doesn't matter.
Also, why does this car have 27,234 miles left?
Done a lot of mileage. This is one of the older cars. So can you see all the other cars? They're the newer shape of the Corsa. This is like the older shape.
Yeah.
Because they haven't renewed this one yet, they're going to get an electric one to replace this one soon. So yeah, it's done quite a few miles actually. When it has to be driven between the events at different places, so it gets driven on the motorway. Rain's coming back. I thought it was going to stop, but it's raining again. I think we're a little bit faster than that car in front, you know. I think we're catching up to them a little bit, aren't we? So what we'll have to do, if we think we're getting too close to that car, we'll just ease off the gas a little bit and drop back.
Yeah, look, dropping to 20.
Yeah, that's perfect. So we keep a nice gap between us and them. They're probably maybe on their first lap, so they're not as confident as us. They're a little bit slower than us. Opened up a little. Now you can go a little bit faster as we come out of the bend if you want. Good.
The bend's coming.
So we'll ease off a little bit on the bend. When we get to the scoreboard in the middle, we'll go back into the middle section. We'll do something different in there this time. We'll try and do different things each time we go in. So let's think about the timing of our signal when we're going to turn in. If we did it now, it'd be a bit too early, wouldn't it? People might think we're pulling over on the side of the road. So can you see the sort of black stripes across the road? When we get to the second one, we'll put our indicator on. That should make sense to everybody then that we're going to turn in.
Yeah, before I thought driving would be hard, but it's actually easy.
Good, good. Got to indicate now, left, downwards, that's it. Very good. Now we'll lift off the gas pedal. So what we're trying to do, we're keeping our braking to a minimum. So we're letting the car slow down on its own. This is excellent. Nice slow approach. And then we've got to do all that steering through the middle. So we'll try not to push the gas as we go through this tight bit. Now we'll steer to the left even more. There we go. And then we can steer to the right again. So we've got to steer to the right to straighten the wheel. Try and turn the wheel first. That's it. There we go. There we go. That's it. And then on we go. Nice and slow around this bend. Good. Now they're all doing what we did last time. So we'll do something different, Braden. What we'll do, we'll keep going straight ahead. Can you see the little bridge up ahead? We're going to try and stop right on top of the bridge.
Okay. This is kind of bumpy.
Yeah, it's not a very nice road, so we'll try and stay quite slow on this because it's a bit of a not very nice bumpy road. the braking gently. Nice, a little bit more. There we go. Keep the brake pushed, keep it pushed down. Handbrake up. Lift the handbrake. There we go. Put us back in park. So pull the trigger underneath. There we go. A little bit more. Got to go up a couple more. Oh, let's get that trigger up a bit more. There we go. That's it. And relax for a second. Have a little breather for 10 seconds. What we're going to do now, we're going to do some reversing. So where we've just come from, we're going to go back there, but we're going to go backwards. So what we've got to think about when we reverse, the first question is where should we be looking when we start reversing? A lot of learners get this wrong. They look in the mirror as they start going backwards. But what we've got to do every time we reverse, we've got to look directly where we're going. So you've got to try and twist round in your seat and look over your shoulder. It's not very comfortable, but that's where we've got to look as we start to go. And then when we get moving, then we can use our mirrors. But we're going to look that way first of all. And we've got to think about the steering when we start to reverse as well. Some people get a bit confused when they're steering when they go backwards, but the easiest way to think about it is if we want the back of the car to go left, we're going to steer left. And if we want the back of the car to go right, we're going to steer right. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to try and reverse all the way back down to that main square in the middle, and then we'll reverse round the corner to the right. And we're going to try, if we can, to stay on the pathway. We'll try not to touch the grass on either side. So we might need to do a little bit of steering here and there to make sure we stay on the pathway. So it's not easy, but we'll give it our best shot. So the first thing to do is go into reverse gear. That's it, very good. Now, because we want to be looking over our left shoulder when we start moving, we're going to do our observations the other way round. So instead of starting from the left, we'll start from the right. So check that mirror there, check your interior mirror. This one up here, Braden, that's it. And then we'll have a look at this mirror as well, and then we're going to look over our left shoulder. That's it. Now, when we want to go, you're going to release the handbrake. And because we're on the little bit of an incline on the bridge, we're probably going to start rolling initially, which is fine. That's okay, because we want to go that way anyway. We'll start rolling, and then when the road flattens out, we might need a little bit of gas to keep us going. So we might need you to touch the gas a little bit, but we don't want to go too fast because we're going backwards. So we'll just nice and slow. You can release the handbrake. There's no one behind us, so this looks fine. That's it. Oh, button in, push the button. There we go, there we go. Right, looking over your shoulder, and away we go. So keep your hands on the wheel, we might need a bit of steering in a minute. There we go. Oh, I think we need to steer that way a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit that way, that's it. There we go, this looks good. Doing well. Very good, that's excellent. We're right on the path, lovely. Have a look in your mirrors. That's it, have a look over your shoulder. Now we're going to do a bit of steering in a minute, so what we'll do here, have a look over your right shoulder, have a look the other way, over your other shoulder, that's the one. Now steer to the right for me. Oh, try not to accelerate too much, there we go, we'll stay nice and slow. Looking good, looking good. Do you want to do the braking? A little bit of braking on the foot brake, that's it. Handbrake up, back into drive. I'll tell you what, we're going to park for a second. We'll have a little breather before we drive out. Well done, that was excellent, well done. Look, we've come all that way down. Look how far we've come in reverse. We got round the corner, that was very good. That was nothing wrong with that at all. So what we'll do now, we'll go back out, we'll do another lap, and we'll see if we can go a little bit faster on the straight sections. We won't accelerate too much on the bends, but we'll try and go a bit faster on the straight sections. So put us into drive.
Okay.
There you go. Take your observations. And remember, the last observation is your blind spot. So have a look over your shoulder. Now there is a car in here, so we'll put our indicator on. We'll indicate left, show that we're going to go. And then you can release the handbrake. That's it. And away we go. There we go, straightening the wheel. Very good. We'll try and be nice and slow through that gap there. It's the little tight gap that we've got to come out of. To your right a bit. Oh, let's go that way a little bit. Let's go over there. There we go. That's better. Through the tight gap. So see if you can stop just in line with that stop sign. We want to go just far enough that you've got a good view to your right, so you can see what's going on with the cars coming. So We go a little bit further, a little bit more, a little bit more. Braking about there. Have a good look to your right. Are we safe to pull out?
Looks like, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. So loads of steering to the left. That's it. Yeah, straightening the wheel. One more turn to the right. A bit more steering first. We've got to turn the wheel that way before we do any acceleration. There we go. Get our position lined up. That's it. Now you can do a bit of acceleration if you want. Perfect. There we go. See if we can stay right in the middle. Very good.
There's that porch car.
Yeah, what they're doing in there, that's called a turn in the road. They look like they're about halfway through it. They're not going to affect us. I don't think they're going to come out too close to the roundabout or anything. You can keep going, you'll be okay. Good. Well done, yeah, very nice. Today is 40. That's as fast as we're allowed to go. We're not allowed to go any faster than that on the track. There we go. Well done for slowing down as you come into the bend. That's good. It's good timing to slow down. And then we can speed up again as we come out of it. And you can hold us at about 20 and then we'll get up to about over 30 or 35 as it straightens out again. So we're doing the right thing, we're a little bit slower on the bends. So we can start to gradually build up our speed. We can see the bends coming to an end, starting to straighten up. Car ahead, haven't we? So if we think we're catching up to them too much, we can ease off the gas. Let's go a little bit faster on this straight. Reducing your speed at the right points, that's good. We'll go into the centre again, and again we'll try and do something different. So each time we go in, we'll try and do a different skill. And when we get to this black line across the road here, we'll indicate left. Signal down, that's it, well done. Start to ease off the gas so we can make our turn in. Good. There we go. And lots of steering to the left. Really hard on the wheel. That's perfect. There we go. We're nice and over to the left as we go through here. That's what we want. Perfect. On through. So we'll go up here a little bit further. Now what we're going to do here, can you see that car in front of us? I think they're practicing what we did last time. So let's stop here for a second. We'll just brake here. Do you want to do the braking, Braylon? Just touch the brake. That's it. They're doing what we did a minute ago, aren't they? So we'll let them finish off. Oh, they're not doing it as advanced as us. They're going in a straight line. We went round the corner, didn't we? We reversed round the corner. Let's see where they go after this. I think they might get out of our way now and steer off on that side. Oh no, they've gone forward again. Okay, we might still be able to do what we want. So keep hold of the wheel. That's it. What we're going to do, we're going to drive over the bridge and we're going to do a big turn when we get on the other side, and then we're going to come back up onto it. Oh, can you see those lights come on the back of that car?
Yeah.
That's their reversing lights. So we'll just pause for a second because that means they might come towards us. There we go. So whenever you see someone's reversing lights come on, if you're behind them, you've got to be a little bit careful because they might then come towards you a little bit.
What's that red thing?
That red thing, that's their brake lights coming on. So we see the reversing lights and then we've seen their brake lights have come on. So what we'll do now, we might overtake them. They've moved over a little bit. There we go. Well, now we can get past them. So now we can carry on down. We're going to go all the way over the bridge. And when we get on the other side, we're going to do a big turn to come back up onto it. And there's no way we can do this really without touching a little bit of the grass. But what we'll try and do, we'll try and keep our time on the grass to a minimum. So we're going to use the bend in the road to make our turn, and that will mean we only have to touch the grass a very little bit. So we'll carry on down. That's it. There we go. And we're going to steer really hard to the right. What I want you to do is turn the wheel as much as you can. That's it. And we'll swing all the way round. Give us a little bit of gas brake, and that's it. Perfect. Then when we're back on the road, we'll steer to the left. Bit more steering to the left, that's it. Even more steering. There we go. We'll go nice and slow on this bit. Steer to the right a little bit. That's it. We're going to go right on top of the bridge and we're going to stop on the very top. Now let's go forward. Maybe we'll go about another 20 feet or so. Perfect. Do you want to do the braking? On the brake. That's it. Now keep the brake pushed. Put the handbrake on for us. Into park. Perfect. Okay, let's do a little experiment before we do our next thing. What do you think is going to happen if we release the handbrake? Where do you think we might go? I think we might roll backwards a little bit. Shall we see? So we'll both be ready to brake. Let's release the handbrake, see what happens. So lift your foot off and see what happens. Can you feel us moving a little bit? We're rolling back just a little bit, so take your foot completely off. That's it. What we'll do, oh there we go, we're rolling quite a lot now. So let's see if we can move forward without any rollbacks. This is like a hill start. This is practicing moving off on a hill. So what we're going to imagine there's someone parked behind us, very close to us, and we want to get going without any rollback. So it's quite important to be able to do this. So put your right foot on the foot brake. That's it, keep the brake pushed. Push it all the way down. Now you're going to move us into drive. That's it. Now what I want you to do is take your observations first. Check there's nobody around. Looks okay, doesn't it? So now put your right foot onto the gas pedal. Set a tiny little bit of gas. And then you're going to release the handbrake. And once you release the handbrake, you're going to push the gas a very little bit to get us going without rolling backwards, hopefully. So let's see if we can do a hill start. So lift it up, push the button in with your thumb. Drop it all the way down, a little bit of gas now, a little bit of pressure, there we go. Well done, that was great, we didn't roll down the hill at all, well done. That's quite tricky. A lot of people don't like doing hill starts, but it's good to learn them as early as possible when driving, because you never know when you're going to get stopped on a little bit of an incline. Okay, let's go round to the left here, and before we go out we'll have one more go at doing the slalom poles. That's it. If we steer even more to left, you can do a big U-turn on this bit here. So steer left initially, and then we'll go round in a big circle. Steer us to the right now, Braden. That's it. Swing us all the way round. A bit more to the right. That's it. All the way round. Perfect. We'll go over here. Now, do you remember last time we did this, we had to do a little bit of reversing, didn't we? We got stuck a couple of times. We did a little bit of reverse. Let's see if we can get through this time without needing to do any reversing. We'll steer to the left first of all. Yeah, that looks good. That's a good start. That's it, hard to left. This is better. So far this is perfect. This is much better than last time. Look how much room we got this time. We're doing it easily. Loads of steering to the left. Much better. Well done. Hard to the right. Loads of steering hard to the right. That was much better than last time. We didn't need any reversing at all. We did it easily that time, didn't we? Over to the right a bit. That's it. Now what we'll try and do now, if you want to touch the brake, Braylon, that's it. When we go out on the lap this time, we'll try and use what's called manual mode. Can you see the setting that says M there? So instead of being in drive, we'll move into manual mode when we get out on the faster road. And in the corner of your screen, can you see where it says D in the corner there at the moment? That's going to move into numbers, and it's going to give you an indication of when you need to go to the higher setting. So when that shows you a number with an up arrow, when we want to go to a higher setting, you're going to press the plus button. So that's going to move you up through the manual mode gears when we get out on the road. So this is for when you're like driving on faster roads and you're going a little bit quicker. So we'll give that a go on the lap. But what we've got to think about, we've got to not be distracted by what's on the screen. So we've got to mainly try and keep our eyes on the road, but we're just going to keep having the odd little glance down onto that screen there to see when it's telling us to change up. So let's give it our best shot. So we'll stay nice and slow on this bit, because this is the really tight bit that we're going out on. That's good. Very good. Do you want to do the braking here? Oh, should we go another? Let's try and go another couple of feet until you've got a better view that way. That's it. What do you think? Are we safe?
No.
I agree. Well done. Yeah, there's a car in the distance, isn't there? They're going quite fast, so let's let them go past. Okay, now we can indicate. They're going very fast, aren't they? Let's indicate left. Lucky that we did the right thing. That's it. And give us a little bit of gas now, we can come out. So we steer left first of all. That's it. Then we'll steer to the right. One whole turn. That's it. Now you can give us a little bit of gas. On we go. Very good. Well done. Okay, so left hand on the gear lever. Pull the trigger up underneath. Move it into manual mode. So pull that. There we go. Now give us a little bit of gas. A little bit faster. And you'll see an arrow appear when it needs to change up to the plus. So let's go a little bit quicker and you'll see. There we go. Can you see that? Well done. That's it. So that's all you've got to do. When you see the arrow appear to go to a higher setting, you're going to press the plus button. You can put your left hand back on the wheel. There we go. One more. Up to 4. Give it a push. That's it. You're okay now. So hand back on the wheel. That's it. There we go. We'll do it once more. It's indicating up to 5. There we go. And then we'll slow down a little bit for the roundabout. It's a bit faster in this mode, isn't it? Feels a bit quicker. That's it. That's the hard bit done there. You can go a bit faster on the straight. That's it. One more. You got it. Well done. A few cars up ahead, haven't we? So if we think we're catching up to them too much, we'll slow down. Do you want to give us a little bit more acceleration? That's it. There we go. That's about as fast as we're allowed to go today. Well done. So can you see the speed there?
Yeah.
We just touched 40 miles an hour, so that's as fast as we're going to go today. So that's it. That's good. We've done the limit for the track today. And then we'll slow down a little bit on the bend. That's it. we'll do, Brayden, we'll do one more lap before we finish off, and then at the very end we're going to do some reverse parking. When we get back in that car park we started off from, we're going to do a bit of reverse parking in there. But we'll do one more lap all the way around before we think about coming off. So we'll stay in manual mode, we'll keep doing the plus minuses. Shall we change our road position a little bit for that ramp there? That's it. Well done. Very good. There we go. And if you think we're getting too close to that kind of fun, we'll just ease off the gas a little bit. This is fine at the moment. Off a little bit, they're getting a bit slower in front. I think they're slowing down for the roundabout. Very good. Over to the right a bit. Oh, we've got some very slow people in front now, haven't we? I'm glad we got to the limit on the last lap, because I think it would be difficult for us on this lap with these cars in front. The sun's coming out now. It was raining when we started. Now it's getting a bit better. Should we ease off the gas a little bit? They're very slow, aren't they? Oh, we need a bit of braking here. Do you want to do the braking? That's it. You see the car 2 ahead of us. They've made a little bit of a mess up of the left turn, haven't they? So that's caused us all to come to a halt. They should have carried on round nice and slowly, but it said they've stopped completely. So what we'll have to do here, should we go back into drive? I'm going to move us into drive for this bit. That's it. There they go. Now we can carry on. Quite a nice gap between us and the car in front, so we might be able to get up to the limit again. So let's go into manual mode again. So pull the trigger up. There we go. Well done. You can give us as the bend starts to straighten, you can give us a bit of acceleration as the bend starts to straighten out.
Will the car allow us to go above 40?
It can, but we're not allowed to on this track. So it can go faster than that, but we have a limit on the tracks that we're allowed to go. And it's the same for everybody, so even in the manual cars in this car, that's the limit for all of us on this track. Sometimes we've got some really young people driving who have never done it before, so it's a bit unsafe to go faster than that. That's it, we're nearly there. So as the road starts to straighten out, give us a little bit of acceleration. See if you can touch right on the limit of 40 again. Give us a bit of acceleration here. That's it, a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. That's it, well done, well done. Now we can ease off. So we touched the limit twice. Now we'll start to slow down a little bit here because we're going to come off and go through that gap in a minute. There we go. So we won't signal yet, we'll wait till we can see the gap. Just in the distance up there. Now, do you want to indicate right? Signal up. That's it. There we go. Well done for slowing down. That's the right thing to do. We'll keep over to the left and that'll make the turn easier for us. So there's the gap coming up. We'll keep going. There we go. Lots of steering to the right. That's it. Hold it on. There we go. A little bit of gas gets up the bump. There, that's it. And then you take us straight up there. That's it. Nice and slow on this bit. We're going to go in through that same gate that we came out of. There we go. So we'll keep to the left. That's it, nice and slow on this bit. Very slow. And then we want lots of steering to the right here. Well done. We're going to go straight ahead and then we're going to do a bit of reversing. So what we'll do, we'll go all the way up here, braking gently on the brake. That's it. Okay, handbrake on. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into reverse, move us up a couple of notches. That's it. Now, where did we say we would look as we start going backwards? That's it, that's it. Now, looking over your shoulder, and as we start to go back, we're going to steer to the left really hard. Really turn that wheel loads to the left, everything you got, that's it. Very good. Hold it on, hold it on.